Morning. Mr. Samuel 6 here. Good morning. Yes, morning. Nick. Let's do station shows. Are they gonna wear a rupees? That's a cement mix. Yes. Morning, Pade. Nabali Mukamori. Good morning. It was very small rain, small bits of rain, but it has done its impact. Eriko fire, Zembela, Omeputaya, Titolino, Teja Chigenda, Good morning, Salmina. Wadoze, Abe, Nicholas Tracy J. Would you say put the party? But give me some of this snack. Did you eat everything already? You don't want to share. Then I'm going to tell my people, God's children, church your home, good morning. But this taste is nice. You like it also? Huh? Salmini, nuwa hiyo. Yeah. These ones are for Dynamo. No, they're dirty. I'll buy yours. Today is Wednesday, guys. Have you done stuff yet? Have you started to get in? Toyota Alpha, I have to ask. Your food day? Also, is it CVT or non-CVT? Yeah? Yesterday was Tuesday. Yesterday was a Tuesday, Abba. You don't remember? On Monday you stayed home. Minenkuba byekola baba. Monday you stayed home. It was a public holiday. Good morning. Amina Magezi. Chris Fitness. Guys, do you love that wish valvetic like me. Musomesa javuga ye yagala bannange kimoroka kyange ekikyo ekiraziyo eri mu maaso. The Exiga is comfortable, but the Exiga is something else. It looks like a guy. Tuddemu wano wajja tambulamuko okusingako wali. Ye mukyala kisenyi olimpa ki? Nvuga emmotoka. Ne bwe weekunya ne weekunya. This is different. Waliwo abavuga emmotoka nga basooba ne weebuuza bo tebalina gye balaga naye nze ka sipiidi kenkozesa nowalawo avuga biki. Leero banange, I'm going to be talking about why you should consider buying a bond car. Yeah. Somebody just couldn't get them from here. Kale mbadde mabega w'ekiziiga naye nene nawe wetuuka ne yeekwata sibitegeera. I thought there are some cars people get to drive to own. After they fail, they are taken to bonds. How are they? I need to buy. Okay, Abby, those cars are normally not bad because the idea is that someone gets their car to drive it and they just fail to pay. So that car normally is a good car. You just have to make sure that this person wasn't doing taxi business, because normally guys that do taxi business, well, no, nah. I've not trashed anywhere.
Sometimes you trash.
Have you seen me trash on the road? Me, Aban? Me? What did I throw on the road that was rubbish, Aban? What did I throw? You are just talking about me and Mommy. You and Mommy have gotten together to talk about me, saying that I trash on the road. Me?
But it's extra.
But yeah, I've not trashed.
But you have trashed.
When? In the car? Because I want to remove it and put it in the rubbish pit. But has he seen me? It's you is influencing him. Have you seen me trash the road? Don't tell him what to him. Have you seen me trash the road? Like what did I throw on the road? Abanya nefunide mama wa amuli bubi amuka amugira amugamba ebigambo. Abe emmotoka ezo abantu zebagula ku bbanja ne zibalema tezitera kubambi. Tezitera kubambi. You can definitely buy.
The last time you trashed in the car and inside last year.
Yeah, that's why I no longer want to do it. Toyota Isis, there are plenty in bond. Now, one thing you need, there are cars that just don't have resale value. It's the reason why they are there. Like the Isis, people just, I don't know why people don't like the Toyota Isis, but the people just don't like the Toyota Isis. You can find a Toyota Isis UBH in about 2 million mwenda. Okitegeera. Kubanga abaanoonyeza agigula n'akola ki? N'amubula. The Toyota Isis and the Wish are literally the same car. The Wish is everywhere, but apparently people like the Wish better than the Isis. So that's something that probably you can't explain. It's something to do with demand and supply and stuff. Like people like the Wish. I think people are going to like the Wish even more. The 2010 Wish that has the Valvematic, right? It even looks better than the other Wish. The moment this Valvematic Wish came, any Wish never yabigere nnyo. Good morning, Dr. Kisenyi. What about Subaru that caught fire? I think that Subaru actually caught fire because of the modification those guys put in their cars. The first modification they do is they make that car straight pipe. When you when you change the exhaust of a car and make it straight pipe, one of the things good morning Joshua chairman zake motoka bwogifuna straight pipe oyina ebintu byobogyewo makati awo ebi managing and not only the managing and not only the fumes, but it also manages the heat. Olaba busaireso obuli awo mu exhaust makati obuntu obwo bulina function ya amaanyi nti omuka ugenda okufuluma kube bugu mulikoze eki likendedde ate era abantu abavuga emmoloka ez'emiliyoni 3 bavuga bimula kati alagawo. Ojja noyisa omuntu nga mugwagwa nemukolera awo ndoza bulwagivuga nesigala nga namu ayagala agivuga agimalemu ne soup. Good morning Kakai. So modification, those guys modify, first of all they modify the ECU of the car to help in performance. They modify the engine which take gear, but they start with the ECU majority of the time. Nadaba banaba Subaru nete yakute teyaweddewo basobodde okugizikiza. So I think what he's going to do first of all is try to fix the things that caught fire, like the wiring and all that. He will put it back on the road, and I'm thinking this time he learned his lesson. Because emotoka empya bwe tukukwatako omuliro mwenza n'okulowooza lwa kunoonya waliwo akutte muteeke. But the reason why most of these Toyota cars, you never find these Toyota cars catching fires, because we don't modify our cars. After tuvuga motoka nga bwe ziri kati akaprobox kanakwata ddi omuliro ekitegeera. So today I'm talking about why you might consider buying a bond car if you have the money, because there are people that have the money. I've seen people that actually have the money simply because I've told you guys to save money, which is a very good thing. There is no point to buying a bond car if you can buy an equivalent outside here, something that works just as well outside here at a little less money. The mathematics is simple. To be buying a car at 25 million shillings, okay, and I still have more things to do, because cars should not be the end of life. You get, at the end of the day, it's just a car, whether you like it or not. Of course there are people that are going to say zemotoka yange bichi. At the end of the day, a car is just a car. You get excited the first few months when you have just bought the car, probably from the bond, and then it becomes ordinary. And then you come to days when you literally have nowhere to go and you just look at your car. There'll come days when you need like a 5 ma to do stuff. You'll need like a 5 ma to do stuff. Maybe you're in a car, you didn't keep money on your account. So as we buy new cars, we also need to calculate to know math. But I want to cover both sides. Sometimes, well, I've been offered cars that are newer than mine. Some people even offer me cars in Bagamba. Arthur, you take that car, drive it, pay me when you have the money. I have plenty of those opportunities. But for me, I always come back to my math. I always say, okay, Nemoro Campia, probably give me much more comfort and all. And then I realize that I have more important things to do than the car. And then I also think, okay, Corolla and Ngozechi, what has it done to me? Nothing. So I can still drive it for a few more months or a few more years, and then I can probably think of buying another car. And then you think about the other things that you have to do. Are you living in the house that you want to live in? Okay. Do you have the TV you want to watch? Are you holding a phone that enables you to do the amount of work you need to do? Do you have a laptop? For people like me that use laptops, do you have the laptop nenga lwaki ogule motoka and have no money left? Nze mbiraba nnyo. Even the people that I do pre-purchase inspection for JK, mbiraba nnyo, nze mbiraba. I'm telling you, so many times people come, I inspect for them, we buy a car, and he barely has money to even put a tracking device. Which again, Some people buy cars and he has to wait a few days for him to fill the tank of his tank mafuta. Which that's why normally I tell you guys, I laugh. There is a time I laughed at someone and Mama Aban said I was an evil laugh. Like like it was an evil laugh. Aban, do you know the evil laugh? Huh? So, but anyway, I was laughing at this dude because, like, how in the hell do I buy a car from the bond that costs me 30 million and I can't nesikako? Like, how do I go to the bond, buy a new car, and I ran out of fuel on the road? But anyway, this totally, but you guys, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. People, no, I'm working. People buy cars and they run out of money. Ochitege, right? They run out of money. Never sigaranga tebalina. You'll be surprised. It has happened to me before. No. It hasn't happened to me. It doesn't. I've always endeavored to buy cheap cars. As in, for me, what I refer to as cheap is that I can buy it and keep money. That's what I call cheap. I can buy that car and keep money. Normally, I keep money to buy another car of the same caliber. Okay, let's see these comments. Saidi, good morning. A car bond is good, but if you have little money, is not a good option. Thank you. Promoter spender. Agezako no mana. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Live Life UG. Good morning, Deep in Coffee. Bro, good morning. I need your Airtel number. It's in the description of this channel, Yon. Jeka abuza nengo ogule motoka and racho ogule motoka and you have no money left. Good morning, JK. Jombo Juma saying, JK, you're right. Emma is saying, good morning, farm. Talking about maths and cars. We need a weekly just about money, finance, and cars. I'm going to work on that, Chris Fitness. At the end of the day, they sell the cars off. Exactly. And they sell at a loss, by the way. If you don't want to use the car for a long time, is it advised to just rent and return it than parking it for a long time? I've always been telling you guys this, that for the guys like JK abakoma obukomi Kampala, okujo katinga JK bwalina mukyala we Kampala, you can buy the car for your mukyala na yevuga nenga bojja nawo ogivuga. But for the guys that don't have relations here, the only relations you have back home, your mother, your brothers, people that have left cars to their brothers, so me, I would not advise that you do that if you want to keep your relationships intact. So normally I've been telling you guys, you can rent a car at 150,000 a day and you don't have any risk normally. And I recommend that you rent those cars from companies that are registered to simply do that business, from companies that have comprehensive insurance on those cars, so that if you run into a problem, insurance will pay. You're not obligated to pay. Make sure you cross-check that. So that those cars, because they said everything, ojafuna an accident, ngasigwa jikozi nzo border scratching get tamali moroka. So under circumstances like that, you want to make sure that you're not going to be obligated to pay. You want to make sure that the insurance will actually be able to compensate this company, and make sure you only hire cars that have comprehensive insurance on them. Don't hire a car that just has third-party insurance. You get. You'd rather hire a car at an expensive rate, because whatever drone is, I once worked with the ECOP, the East African oil pipeline. Yeah. ECOP. Yeah, East African oil pipeline. Yeah, I'm still wondering where the sea goes, but I think that's it. East African oil pipeline. I've worked with these guys before, and they hired drones for the teams that were working with me. So each of my team had a drone that moved them around. and I can tell you that these guys were hiring each drone at about 350,000, including a driver. Which together. And what happened is, if a drone died when it was in the field, they would just the company that hired these cars to these guys would bring another drone, and they work on that old drone that died. So hiring a car when you're using the cars for a short time period is better than you buying a car and parking it. Like for you guys that go abroad and you stay there for like a year, it's definitely better. Then you can even hire Land Cruisers V8, you can hire Touaregs, you can hire Kaundos. When you're hiring a car, you have the freedom to hire whatever car you want. I tell you that, Bokoba way Kampala, Oli Musama. Why are you buying a Raum when you are going to be a Musama every time you come back? You go and hire a Kaundo, weave away a galley. Which take it. So, East African crude oil pipeline. Yes, I was trying to figure out where the sea goes. I have a lot of booklets that have that thing, but I rarely read it. We worked with them in 2021. Can I get a good fielder at 20 million? I'm coming for pre-purchase inspection. 20 million, it will be an old fielder if you want the 2006, 2007, 2008 model. One of those first. I would budget 25. If you want a fielder at 20 million, zatandikira mu number, zatandikira mu UBG. So there are chances that you will get, but it's for looking for. Normally, I want to be honest with people, because 20 million is a lot of money when you hold it like this and you want to buy something. But for a person that has a very nice car, Nabagamba, Kati, I bought this car at 5.5 million shillings in 2021. Yeah, I bought this in 2021. I bought it 5.5 million shillings. But I can tell you, even one that has a bad engine, for you to get it at 5.5 right now, it's hard. You get. So it's important that you have your expectations, but you know that your expectations. All about Spacio, Erico UBB, the old Spacio, the latest Spacio, because Tezichaja, UBB Spacio will be 2022, which take then USZ will be 18, 19. You get. Kate Fielder is much hotter. Is a hotter cake than the Spacio. But it's important that you have your expectations. It's 20 million is a lot of money, but you might spend the entire day looking for a good fielder. Fielders will be there, but a good fielder is important too, because funa fielder getting accident at because normally when you have 20 million, it's important that you buy a car that will make you comfortable, a car that has working AC, a car that is clean, a car that where you don't buy a car and then otukira mu garage kutandika kujayo bush ate kuzikanika, because 20 million is good budget. But fielders are hot cakes, and that kind of raises the prices. Yeah, East African crude oil pipe. I was trying to figure out where the sea was going. Do you think it's wise to buy a car for luxury before building a home? Me, I think a car is a necessity, but not a luxurious car, Martin. It's a car for luxury. No, not a luxury car. A car is a necessity, but a car is just a car. A car is a vehicle to move you from point A to B. You get it? To move you from point A to B. You don't go when you're buying a car which is a necessity to you, and then you buy a Toyota Crown 2012. However, one of the businesses you're going to do will include chauffeuring, because there are people that chauffeur people. You're going to be, you have your people, like business people, and you drive them from home to work to home, and you want to add value. You want to add value to your business. Now, if that's one of your businesses, then you can go ahead and buy a luxury car. Like I've always said, if you need to buy a car, make sure you buy a car that is going to add something to you. A car is not a necessity. If you live in Bukoto and work in Tinda, you don't need a car. You can get an Uber and it will take you for Bagambi. The minimum is now 10k. So you can spend 20k on an Uber. Now someone is going to say, why would I need to spend 20k? The 10k to 10k from on an Uber, if I can buy a car and spend 10k daily. Now with the car, what were expenses? And that's all you know, Kubala. Expenses for a car don't stop at fuel. Expenses for a car go ahead with maintenance. They also go with tires. They also go with accidents. They go with third party. They go with periodical service. Expenses also go with the money you spend on people simply because you have a car. I can tell you that omuntu aine moroka e Uganda wano bwogenda mu gatherings of family tosobola genda wa mama ono otamoya de 10 naye nga ate oyajjidde ku border. A person that came with the border can leave home without giving their mother money. Not so. But you who goes with the car, if you leave your mother's home without giving her money, it looks queer. It looks very queer. So you need to understand that there are some associated costs that come with you owning a car. So luxury, no. Me, for example, for a long time I wanted to drive a Benz and I could afford it. It's cheaper to buy a Benz than it is to buy a Fielder. Because you can buy a C180 compressor at about 12, 13, 15 million. You can't get a Fielder at that price now. Either Fielder jofuna mwezo sente teba nungi. Now there's a gentleman that came to do pre-purchase inspection. Etubula Fielder nungi. Emo ku Fielder zetwake ba ntumugamba si nungi yena dayo na ajigura. Okitegeera. For him he would be comfortable simply because he's driving a Fielder. But what's the point of driving a Fielder? Ngambi nga yinga enkube emigonga yatomera maso because Fielder gyaddayo n'agula fe twagikebera. Like it has a very, very serious accident history. Masawo ng'okuddawo inagula nose cut. Okitegeera. For me, I find that you buying a nose cut is a very big expense. Okitegeera. It's a very big expense and it's not worth it. If you don't want to use the car for a long time, bro, I need to send you some data now. But my number is in the description of this channel. Jumbo has answered Martin. Luxury cars are good, but if you start for a good start with that good money, you need an economic car. Maybe later, if you strengthen your finances, you can buy a luxury car. Yeah. Arthur, you make my morning great. I always watch you while I'm trading. Kanoka shoka nyumira. Amina, God's children charity home. I don't take it for granted. Martin is saying, can I get a Toyota Wish 2009 model at 15? No. I keep your money. Sagaro ugendo fune moro kegendo kusumbua. Atoga mboga. 15 million is very little money to get a good Wish right now. I'm telling you, whatever Wish is at 2006, is it in good condition? Is it at around 17, 18, ones that are in good condition? Hayati 2009 ojagale ku 15. Oyagala kuchawa abantu. I watched Safari launch using Toyota Crown for pickup customers. And now you're trying to give your customers a very good experience. You're trying to make sure your customers are happy when you pick them up and so if you're going to be buying a luxury car again, because you can buy a luxury car and you go sign up with hotels and say I can do airport pickups for you and things like that, and then you can go to schools and look at executive parents and tell them I can do drop-offs, pickups and drop-offs for your kids. Hey, what's up? Come say hello to these people. Come, stand up and say hello. Hello, say hello. Yeah. Watch toyagala Raum old model. Yet there are people who have them but in good and some condition. Bye. I've driven a Raum old model personally. Bye. I've seen people that drove Raum old model. If you can avoid driving a Raum old model, avoid it. I'm telling you. Raum old model ina engine yemune kosa. The thing with Raum old model, it has a big boot. It has sliding doors. That makes it very, 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 very convenient for overloading. People overload those cars. And in the end, when you realize the people that have kept those Raums in good shape, they are the guys that don't even have stuff to use the cars for Kanang. I'm running a lecture today and I have not even prepared. Last night I was preparing on the bed trying to work and I dozed. So I have to get to office and then prepare what the content I have to cover today. So Raum old models nagivuga kisezo ninjitunda. But you'll be surprised that the lady that I sold that car to is still driving it. She doesn't even remember me, but me I remember that car. I bought it nga njagala nnyo nenjisako emipira mipya nenjisa mu radio nenjiteeka mu alarm okitegeera nenjitwala nenjoza n'emito because at that time I would take the seats out myself and wash them, so I did that. And when she bought the car, she was really happy with the car. The seats were too clean. She even bought seat covers. Because I bought that car, I bought it 6 million and I sold it 9 million. You get it? But I drove it for only 2 weeks. And I can tell you in the Raum old model, I'm telling you. The Raum old model, and I'm telling you, onomukyala yagigula ayinza okubanga Raum ye old model ekyayina ebizibu. Nenga yeta bimanyi, because the reason why I sold that car is not that it wasn't moving properly, no. Yali enywa amafuta. Ngate enywa nnyo, katandika okwegeneza abantu avuga Raum old model babeera mu kibuga. Tell me a person that lives in Matuga driving a Raum old model ngajja paka mu kibuga. Era bwabeera Matuga nga avuga Raum old model, that person lives in Matuga, works in Matuga. Those cars, I've seen about 3 people that drove the Raum old model. And then there are 2 things. Someone can drive a Raum old model nanonyaji mugula ku kusente zayagala nabula naga kanjevuye. You've seen even those things written on cars. 2, someone can drive a Raum old model nga sente zajifunamu taina za yongera ku kufuna ndala najigumira. Some people can drive with a Raum old model simply because they don't want anything more in life. Ngabwe muda bwe mvuganda mukadde yange. Okitegeera. Yeah, so good morning Darius, good morning Herbert, good morning Samuel is saying 2000 model is Valvematic. Go buy Corolla na mukadde at 9 million with a bad engine. Which is a facility. Yeah. Samuel Sisse, avuluze baba. Avuluze akuga million gendo ogule na mukadde ku million mwenda nga ina bad engine. Million ziye 5 oguleko okwateko million beach ndoteke mu engine empya. Good morning October 25th December. Obadde obuze. How are you? Kajamu kokeko, whenever it rains people bring out their cars. You know ipsamu yafe yiyo super. Ipsamu njira bano buli kumacha. Oyo ye yagala kati ojja musanga ina ne AC kubenda bilwa muziri waggulu. Yagikuuma kati eyo jigwako ipsamu ina gampa million 10. Nera 10 is bad investment oba mu million nga musana kale. But anyway, why should you consider buying a bond? Kakamsewa akarango luno luyimba muluwulira oluyimba lwengendo bakubira. It's for my show, The Cafe. I created, produced and direct that show. It's called The Cafe. It's already shows on Pal Magic Local. It's a TV station owned by MultiChoice, DSTV, whatever. It shows on Pal Magic Local every Saturday 8 p.m. and repeats on Monday at 12 p.m. It's channel 302 on GoTV, channel 142 on DSTV, Pal Magic Local. Buli wono olaba sheyo owagira Arthur. Kansoke mbawaka yimba kano. It's the theme song.
It's the cafe. Oh, it's Samuel. Hey!
Muna! Together as one. We can do it together as one.
Nindewogo Uganoria tukora hamwe niwo businde niwo bumwe emirimo twetwaza bwana tukwatanise. We can do it together as one.
Nyaukana muguzarwa Ninyikiriza zaitu Nikikitora Rembaganiza Tumbeke hanga yetu hamwe.
Yes, we can do it together as one. We can do it together as one. Eyo mukukola tuyombagana tulwanagana tusojjagana naye tukwatire wamu anti agali awamu gegaluma ennyama. So we can do it.
Yes, we can do it together as one.
We can do it together as one.
Hey, Muna, emotoka gitembeli.
Bana, tuli ku kiwano.
Tuli mu katale.
Where the highs and lows can be there.
The fight may be there,
But when we get together as one, we can do it, we can do it. Tuchisobola, tuchibasa. Temwirabira bannange to watch the cafe every Saturday on Pearl Magic Loco. You show yange boya. I worked on it for like 2 years before we finally got to put it on air. I watched that show last week, but I have not yet seen you. I feature in like I think I feature in like 1 or 2 episodes, and I'm an extra. I just come. I do around. Peter we sent. But I think it's like in episode over 12. I don't even remember which episode it is. But I don't act. I direct. So I'll probably act in the next shows. Those are the characters. And I kindly compare a Spacio new model and a Fielder. I know you might have already talked about this some time back, but neyanziza bannange neyanza olwantedeko ka data wano neyanziza, but please talk about the comparison. Okay. Leon, thank you very much. Leon antedeko data nga bwagambye. So Spacio and Fielder, this Fielder is still coming. The Spacio is no longer coming. That's the first comparison you need to know. I also find that the Spacio is overpriced. The Fielder is okay for its time, but I find that the Spacio is overpriced for nothing. Ticha ingira mugwanga. So the people that are selling them are selling highly because they are on demand. So me personally, right now, I would not advise anyone to buy a Spacio, because they are overpriced. For the price of a Spacio, you can always get a better car. Like the lady that bought the Vitz jitwagula UBF, omchalo yo yajagala gula Spacio. That the Spacios they are selling to her, UAZ, UAY is 18 million. We bought a Vitz UBF mpya at was it 16 or 16.5, which was a much better choice. She's a lady. There's nothing to need out of a Spacio. The Spacio doesn't give you anything special. Yes, you're going to say it has more seats. When do you use those seats? That's one thing you need to ask yourself. Kati, for example, Mesa, I now wish maybe say the single tambira muna na mchara webo kababidi. So the other seats are basically wasted. Right? But of course now the Wish Valvematic is something else. The Wish Valvematic consumes better than the Spacio new model. Ichoche mtamanyi. Nti Spacio new model echinene nyo chijjo kuwejja kuwanga ine yange bye kuwa 15 kilometers per liter. The Raum, the Spacio, the Wish Valvematic can actually go up to 20 kilometers per liter. So it's totally worth the money. Spacio is your value. So if you have the money that can also buy a Fielder, go for the Fielder. Buy the Fielder, it's a much better. Morning Chobe. Mkulu Arthur, I want a Wish for airport taxi. Budget yang tesuka 19 million. Can I get a good one? You can get one, the old model though. The old model you can get at 19. Hey, it's all right. But definitely you be something. You wish in day. Ate jaba nonji. So you can still go around the market and know about what they have on offer. But since it's going to be airport taxi, and I'm thinking you're already serious in the business, if you're serious in the business, my advice would be that why don't you collect and make like 22 million, no gain, and never call a Valvematic, because the Valvematic is about 35 to 37 depending on where you buy. So why don't you make like 22 million, and if you have 22 million, you go to a bond, give them the 22 million, never kubanja zile zisigade. Since you're using it for taxi, that the Valvematic will not only get you more customers because it looks nice, but it will also save you money. Leon, thank you very much. Nzifunye data mufunye. They talk about Fielder new model 2014. I hope it's not the hybrid model, because I've seen people having problems with hybrid fielders that are hybrids. Zibatawanya. Definitely, the newer the model, the better the car. Much more comfort, better fuel efficiency. Of course, doesn't mean it's easier. Valvematic iri weta mujirengera maso ga RAV4. Valvematic. Very nice car. Now, majority of cars starting 2010 majorly are Valvematic. Of course, now the Wish that is 2009 that Musomesa is talking about is also the Wish that is 2010. The Morocco Zimbabwe zikola mu 2009 again 2010 model and like that. Yeah. So good morning, Heath. Obuto space in a space. It's not even surprising. To be supposed, it's not even supposed to be a 7-seater. I know, doesn't give you space, and you don't really use the 7 seats. You get you don't even use the 7 seats like ever. DSTV app doesn't work in Arabia world, so I cannot watch the show. I'm going to what want to ansomesa CIM and DSTV marketing. And those are the things that are pushing their market. Mulengerera for UBF. Efu omuka gugo mugulabe alinga ali mufumbiro. Byo byembagamba abagala okula UB series. Eyo moroka enywa. That one consumes oil. Mukiraba. Omuka gwa white mugulaba. Enywa oil atenge eri ku UBF. Kansembere mugulabe bulungi munagamba Athab ali biased. Eyo moroka enywa ka oil. Mugiraba. Enywaka oil ate enywanga kawera alabika buli nako ajjuza ayongerawo lita ya oil. Nayo yonvuga yembi namulayo bwe yayingide n'okuyingira. Jomo nyini yajeyo. Yeah. It's like he's cooking. Let me make it 25. Next year I get a Valvematic. Martin kata oli ku strategy ntuufu. Sawe no gula Wish eri enkadde, it doesn't really make sense. I take a 25 million next year jakuba osobola ofuna Valvematic etambuddeko. Tomanya ne musomesa jaba afunye za topinga ng'agenda ate kufuna moroka mpya atuguze iye. Ajituguze milioni nga 28. Kubujja kuba musomesa ogikozeemu ssente eziwera. Kale nga ne bw'otuguza 28 tofaayo. Nick, I'm going to try and work and talk to these guys. Why? Because even the GoTV app doesn't work. Yet they kept telling us that it works. Yeah. So the reason why you might want to buy, a bond car is first of all that you have a lot of money. If someone has a lot of money, I'll definitely recommend that they go ahead and buy a bond car. It doesn't make sense for you to have 50 million on the account. I know again ogule million kumi. Me, I've been telling you time and again. The reason why I drive old cars is because it's not sent. Why do you have 50 million on the account and then you go buy a car of 10 million? If you have 50 million on the account, that is tezidiko banja tezidiko chi. Go and buy a car of about 35 million ngaya bond. Kali wabanga tuyagade kula motoka ya senti 35 million. There are Actises, Sientas that are 26, 27. Which take it. There are some cars that you can buy 26, 27. Go and buy those cars. Which take it. And then keep a 25 million to do other things. Because one of the reasons why we buy cars is to have a good life, to not struggle. Because trust me, moroka ya million ekumi ogenda jikanika mu boyagala obato yagala. Okitegeera. Olaba ne million 2 nga nkadero jakanika mu. The moment you buy a car that has been driven on Ugandan roads, just know you'll have to fix some things. It's only rare occasions that we go and buy cars and there is nothing to repair. It's very rare. Like you remember the Primo, I did not post it. The Primo UBC that we bought, there was nothing to repair. But still, era brakes zali zisiba nnyo. You'll always have something to do. Era ne mugamba genda mu garage bakendeze baluze nenge brakes ezo zisobola okukozesa ensobi olugira ku boating esibye yali esiba bubi nnyo. So you realize that it really era yankubira esimu nanga man ata mwebale Emoroka eno buli agitulamu aja appreciate. It was a UBC. He bought it at 20, was it 25 million? But it was worth the 25 million. Okitegeera eh? Nanga buli atulamu moroka eno maani agisiima. Moroka yali nnungi nnyo, nothing to work on. Okitegeera. So, but the reason why you may want, because kati your primo yaitasobola gigula with these 25 million mu bond. Because primo yo bond like eri million ngana mu 5 kati. So kati omuntu alina million 2.5 asatu primo obo inagula nkadde ngekozeko naye naye njagala kugula jibu naye mulowooza ndabe wantu wonna wali jibu nono omwala naye atuuka leeti ate ku luno oluguudo yenka atunda jibu atubonyaabonya ne sente zaffe atulisa bubi zaffe sente zaffe banna ka Suzuki Swift kaako sport version kati nzi nyina omoroka bwenkwata nga senga ndi buvuga bajja kunonda bulonzi kati nga nkwata akamoroka kalina okubaka sports version nga nkavuga mpola bwentyo nze banagenze deri. So the reason why you want to buy a bond car again, you should not only think about the money, you should also think about the credit facilities. If you can get someone to a bond to give you money on credit, okay, you get, for example, like I've been talking to Martin. If you have 19 million, why don't you make 20 million? Get a car on credit, a Valvematic, which is a better car than what you can get at 19, and then you pay the balance. You get why? Because now you're going to use the car for taxi business, so it totally makes sense for you to borrow a car, to get a car on credit. Kubango ogenda bogikozesa ki? Ogenda bogikozesa business. So a car that is going to be doing business, you can definitely get it on credit. Teri ajja kukwatako. Ekati ate okwewola emmoroka ng'egenda fuga bibyo ng'olumuntu ojjana nga nagivuga. It doesn't make sense. Kati awo oba olina million 19 awo nkugambira ekifo ky'okugula wiishi lwaki tokuteza million 19 n'ogula ka Vitz, because Vitz mu bond eri 9 well Vitz 2007 2008 19 20 kyekimu kyekiri ku paso okitegeere na oba omotoka butono era tunyooma but when you have little money ebintu ebyokunyooma obivaako okitegeera n'ogula emmoroka ate mu abasinga kati mubeera mu kibuga temubeera wala kati omuntu atabeera wala yende bubeera. My neighbor drives a parcel. They have driven that parcel for more than 2 years and they travel that distance every day, 35 kilometers home to work, 35 kilometers home, okitegeera, and the parcel has never broken down them on them because they bought it new from the bond. Kati yes, you can drive a parcel. Musirikale nga mumanyi nga nali nyumizaamu naye yagagezaako okunkubako. I have a friend who has just bought a room on 33 million, but not even a year. He wants to sell it, but he has failed to get someone who can give him 28. The car has no issue. I think one thing you guys need to understand before you even go to the bond cars lose value fast. In Uganda here, and Alex, it might not even be that the Rumion is not worth 28 million. In Uganda, to find someone that has 28 million and they want to buy a car, okay, and they can't go to the bond, kizibu. Okitegeera. Also at 28 million, I know a place where you can get a Rumion from the bond. Okitegeera. So Rumion yagwamu ko ku bay. Eyali mu million 4 kati yagwira ddala. So kati omuntu ebiseera ebisinga omuntu okugula Rumion yenkadde million 28 ng'asobola ofuna eya bond kwa 3 kizibu. But also it just has to do with the issue of how many people do you know in your circles that have 28 million there? How many people do you know? And trust me, I've helped people buy cars, but I can tell you it's very few people that have 28 million lying down nga zituddawo kizibu. So it has to do with the economy, it has to do with how people earn money, it has to do with how people spend their money. So the 20 million is quite high. Era bwoba ogenda okugula emmotoka mu bond, ekyo beera nga okimanyi, you need to be ready to lose some money in case you want to sell just n'otuuka butuuzi n'ogaa kati njagala gitunda. Olina okuba ready to spend some to lose some money. Kuba emmotoka ne bw'ogigula mu bond million 35 now n'ogendayo kati ku makya n'ogijjayo, bw'oyagala ogitunda mu afternoon tebagigula 35, bagigula 3, 29, 32. Okitegeera because kati ababa basuubuzi be bagenda ogiggulako. Kati omukwano gwo the Rumion owner basuubuzi bagala gigula 26, 25 because bakimanyi nabo bagenda tunanga 28, 3. Okitegeera. How much can I get a Spacio old model? Spacio old model no gitandikira $18,000. Like I've said, Muhammad, it's not worth it. Personally, that's what I think. Katulabe yo Spacio yetu limasa UX. Oyo sebo omusanga ogambaga $18,000, 19. Ate nga mbi si nnungi. Okitegeera. Si nnungi. Kati eri UBD mugiraba. Eyo UBD eri mu $25,000, 26, 27. Eyo gyolaba because erimu n'omwaka. Mazda Demi omugiraba ng'esaze mangu speed. Naye nga bo bulabika bulungi. What if the math of 50 doesn't allow you to invest 28 million in a car? Then you buy one of 19. Yes, it is. Kati mumulooza Mazda Demi eweza $2,000,000 mu bondi. Eyo Demi eweza $2,000,000 mu bondi. Omala kagula ka Demi n'obonaabona nako. But I've already told you cars that will not cost you 25 million. Okitegeera. But also Chris Fitness tuleke kwekubanja wulu. Obanga ddala oyina $5,000,000 ku account nga zitudde. Nga tezirina kye zikola like I said. Nga zitudde. Tewali nsonga lwaki ogula emmotoka $1,12,000. Okitegeera. Bwe ziba zitudde nga si za business because there is having 50 million on the account nga it's business money. That's not your money. If it's business money, then it's not your money. It's not your money. Don't start buying cars with business money. Okitegeera, right? Because gye bali abantu nga balina sente mpitirivu nga zitudde. Naye nga tasobola zikolamu kintu kyonna because it's not his money. Sente za business. So sente za business ozigulamu emmotoka. Naye bwe ziba zizo nga zituddeawo tezirina kye zikola, tewali nsonga lwaki ogula wiishe n'enkadde $2,000,000. Kuba eyo sebo UBG bajja kugula $2,000,000 ku 22. Why do you buy that wish ngosobola okugula Valmatic ku 35? Okitegeera, eh? Kati there are things that are that where money doesn't actually apply. Otandika okubala quantitative no qualitative. Quantitative is numbers. But there are times where you'll quit the qualitative, otandika quantitative, otandika okubala qualitative. Qualitatively, buying that wish in front of us at 20 million doesn't make sense if you can buy a Valmatic at 35 million. Ontegeera, eh? Nti kati awo ojja kunyigira munyigizi bantu in the future because ojja gigula 2 batuuke nga bagikuwamu 13. Kubanga Valmatic zigenda tuuka zigwa ebbeeyi. Okitegeera. Ebyo ebya sport version kiwanyi just does that 150 horsepower. It doesn't, but in its category. Mark 2 Musota still works for me. You don't have Mark 2 Musota. Good morning, bro. How much can I get a Spacio old model? Nkuzemu. Good morning, Arthur. Please talk about the Subaru Legacy hatchback. That's a good car. You can buy it. It loses very fast, but it's worth the money. You will enjoy it. It's actually comfortable, especially if you get the latest emyaka emipya much more comfortable. Oli ayinza okubanga asonda kugula ttaka ngaawo awo kitegeeza sente sizi ziba za ttaka JK. Bw'oba olina $5,000,000 ku account nga ozisondera ttaka, sizi zo za ttaka. Eno chariot mugirabe tuli mu maaso. Bannange chariot eri comfortable. That's one of the most comfortable cars. I think Mitsubishi mastered the science of comfort. Mitsubishi ine emmotoka eziri comfortable nezisumbuwa. Kati emugirabe eyinza oba eri mu yingini ya kibina. Naye yingini ya Mitsubishi bagijja mudda. Because it's also GDI. And GDI engines are troublesome. So a chariot is sumbua. It's one car that I would not recommend anyone to buy, by the way. Of course, cutting card is cheerful, but basically, if you can avoid any GDI car, avoid. Most of avoiding a GDI, avoid it. Good morning, Andrew. Why do Paso get a lot of accidents as compared to Vitz? Pasos are lighter than Vitz, first of all. Secondly, the people that buy Pasos, they have this illusion that I have a new car, so I can, it's powerful, and they rush. So that's basically why. But it's light, or more probably very light. And then the other mistake people make is they raise the Pasos. Kapaso kamoroka katono kaina kubeera wansi. Bokawanka either by putting big tires or big shock absorbers, or you know now the budget center of gravity. Science, you shift the center of gravity, which makes it prone to accidents. Opa Okuni. The Opa has the same engine as. Make sure you don't buy the Opa that has a 3S engine. If you buy the Opa that has the VVTi engine, it has the same engine as the Primo new model. So maintenance is basically the same. Which take it. You can get it around 15 million. Which take it. But then you need to ask yourself who's going to buy it from me. How many people have you seen asking around for Opas? None. Mr. Arthur, through your advice, I was able to sell my Corsa Super for 6 million. But at least I recovered my money. Amina. Neka tugo bagambe damoji nonye kumukago jja kutoba. Oyinza obutajifuna. Seth is saying, tell me about the fuel consumption of the Mark 2 Grand versus RAV4 the same. Yeah. Mark 2 Grand is better because the RAV4 wekubira Mark 2, the RAV4 might be a 4-wheel drive. The Mark 2 Mark 2 is a rear wheel drive. So, and they are all 2-liter engines. The Mark 2 is definitely much more comfortable than the RAV4. The RAV4 is not as comfortable. I actually realized that the Subaru XT is much more comfortable than the RAV4. I think Mark 2 Grand, those are comfort. But you need to understand that the Grand is much more comfortable. The Grand is Subaru ngazi kwata omuliro. Subaru bazi modifying nnyo balimba. They over modify those cars, and every time you modify a car, you're risking, you're exposing it to so many risks. Bazi modifying nnyo. Bazi modifying nnyo. After Super Custom Alphard for purposes of school van, both of them don't buy a drone, buy a Chigege, don't buy Super Custom or the Alphard. I totally understand that you want to buy a car that you can also use for your personal business, right? But both those cars are luxury cars. Both those cars are not meant to kukakarukana. Actually, aguze Chigege akusinga. But also make sure you inspect the Chigege to make sure that it's in good condition. Or remember that gula Chigege simply because Arthur said gula Chigege. So if you're going to buy a Chigege, inspect it. If you're going to buy a drone, inspect it. But if it's a school van, I would actually recommend mugende mu bondi temugula moroka zitambuddeko. okitegera, for you to get value for your money, for you to get value for your money. And also sometimes you want to go to the bond simply because you want to drive a new car for your work. Kumirimu jo mirimu, like there are people that handle high value businesses. You are in construction and at a time you can get a contract of 250 million, 400 million. You want someone to trust you with their money. You don't come to someone's site ngovuka corona na mukadenu now trusting her with a contract of 500 million. You definitely have to have a lot of good work for a person to know that ono yakute ku million ebibiri ngovuge muruka million 15. Okitegera, right? So it's one of the reasons why you find engineers, lawyers, accountants driving expensive cars, because of the kind of work that they bid for, the kind of work they get contracted for. You want to negotiate nga byo negotiating nga birabika omuntu alaba sente alaba nti obadde ozikola z'omusaba sigenda n'osaba muntu $5,000,000 naye nga alaba $5,000,000 tozikwatangako. Okitegeera. So that's another reason why you may consider going to the bond and buying yourself a new car.
It's the cafe. Oh, it's someone.
Hey!
Do the hammer, do the hammer, do the hammer.
Muna! Tuliwalala!
We can do it together as one. We can do it together as one.
Nindewo Uganda tukora hamwe niwobusinge niwobukwe emirimo nitatwaza bwana tukwatanise. We can do it together as one.
Nimeukana mubuzarwa ninyikiriza zaitu nikikikora bembaganiza tumbeke hanga yetu hamwe.
Yes, we can do it together as one. We can do it together as one.
Eyo mukukola tuyombagana tulwanagana tusonjagana naye tukwatire ewamu anti agali awamu gegaluma. So we can do it. We can do it.
Yes, we can do it together as one. Temwerabira guys, I do pre-purchase inspection. If you're going to buy a car and you don't want to make a mistake, you don't want to be cheated, I'm your man. I come with a mechanic and we make sure that we help you select not only the best car for you, but also at the best price, and we also make sure that you don't make a mistake. It's like you wanting to buy a double cabin when actually you should be buying a Subaru Forester, or you wanting to buy a Subaru Forester when you should be buying a Sienta. And this is something that happens so many times. You're not only paying for me to choose to select the good car, but you're also paying for send advice that is not biased, advice that is not fearful. Nze sibatya bwe mujja okugula emmotoka nkugamba bw'olemerako n'ogula ky'oyagala, it's okay. Nze kasita mba nakola ki? Mba nagamba. For example, I've been telling you guys, Subaru engines are very, very, very delicate. If you're going to buy a Subaru, beera ng'okimanyi. Ate eza turbo zo bahaba. If you can avoid the turbo Subaru, actually, if you can avoid the turbo car, avoid it. Every extra part that is added on a car, that means extra expense. Every extra part that is added on a car, that means expense. Nti a turbo is an addition. A turbo is an addition. Nti atenga turbo siza rahisi. Okitegeera. So it's important that you understand. Of course, I've seen people that have struggled with turbo Subarus, and when you get to a time to sell, nobody actually wants to buy it from you because everybody is literally getting to know that turbo Subarus are troublesome. Nemotoka za turbo ezisinga kebere super custom era nayo ya bizibu. Ate olumala ogula turbo ngette ekirala olumala okugula ekyo ngette ekirala like that. So it's that's a service I offer. I also sell tracking devices. If you have a car, your car is an asset, by the way. It's important that you always remember that. The day they steal your car and you start looking for it under the bed is the day you will remember my words. Buy a tracking device for your car. Buy a tracking device for your car. I have 2 tracking devices, one for 350, which turns off the engine. You can track the car in real time, see where it's going, how much speed it's using. This tracking device can also show you where the car has been even for the last 365 days. It can tell you when the person that's driving it is parking. It can tell you when the person driving it is idling. It can tell you when the person is overspeeding. When they disconnect the battery of the car, it sends you an alert. It sends you an alert when the internal battery of the tracker is also running out. Basically, it gives you security for your car. Now we have a Jacob battery. The tracker battery can last at least 2 days. So for the next 2 days, now we have a Jacob battery you can still find your car. Which again, that's the one for 350. Now the one for 450 does all that, and also you can call the tracker and listen to what the people in the car are saying. So and then you can listen to them as they speak. No manya waje baraga bichibya planning ile moroka yo and all that. Which tegera. Arthur, driving permit, a full permit. Now we have to sit for exams like in Dubai. But driver batamanji this time will learn traffic. Yeah. But I did that car exam. They stole Kabako's car from Espacio from matching. He said he even checked under the tires of other cars. So put a tracking device, guys. If possible, put 2 tracking devices. Yemoroka joina jovuga $1,200,000, $1,15,000. Never buy $1,500,000, $5 million can do a lot. Katifabadi kampara tuchimanyi. Ntibokwata $1,500,000 okuzikoramu emirimu zikutwala wala okitegera. So it's important that you don't take your car for granted. You take a mood center as a tracker, and if you have these cars that even the spare parts are taken, take amune alarm na yonjitunda bitwala 25. Yeah, so if you be encouraged, of course, to me the pre-purchase inspection is very key before you buy a car. Of course, me I charge car 400k, but you're paying for more than just inspection. And if you fail to find cars, I can help make calls to nonya fenna. And what I don't do is sikunonyeza motoka bino byemugamba ata nonyeza ye motoka ya sente bweziti bisibikola kuba siri broker. We look for cars on that very day, netugenda ba broker boze bakufunide netuziraba. Then bwebanga tebalina mu motoka nunyi, then we try to make calls and try tufune motoka endala. That's basically what we do. And then if you want to support me further, you can watch my TV show on Pearl Magic Loco every Saturday 8 p.m. Pearl Magic Loco is channel 302 and on GoTV, and channel 142 on DSTV. And then the repeat is on Monday at 12 p.m. Muro was a Sibamaze. Arthur, have you considered giving coaching lessons to new drivers, learners who plan to go for driving? No, that's too much work. Andrew, that's too much work. I already have my plate full. Kati nkubulira nti olunaku luggwako ng'ebintu bye planning zokola olumu sibikoze. So right now I have a lecture that I have to run, but I don't have material ready, so I have to go up and prepare before my people come. Yeah. Arthur, what's the meaning of Valvematic? Valvematic is an improvement of the VVTi. It's a new breed of engines that save fuel, that that's one thing I can tell you. These engines, they have systems that give you performance at less fuel. Idea is should also be easier to manage, since my mechanic tabaina nyo bintu bibagenda kwata yeah, but I'll do a video on Valvematic when I have some time. Nick Waboyi, Martha Director, Martha Academy, Martha Nade Simulabi, overdose citizen you Martha Nakuzino, Samuel CCA, Pade Mutumba, Twesje Nicholas, Bukenya Abi Salmin, God's Children Charity Home, Lubura Chris Fitness, William Magezi, Chairman Zach Hanaba Joshua, Jombo Juma, Bridget Kakai, Live Life UG, Nicholas Kaziwe, Promoter Spender, Deep in Coffee, Richie Leon, JK, Emma Bujuko, Chivumbi Alex, Mogambwa Martin, Matthew Okanya. Boom. Thank you for being live. If you're watching this video later on today or later in the week or later in the month, I don't take it for next year. Just make sure you update yourself because because today is 11th October 2023, but 2024 it will be changed. Things will be changed. So don't forget to watch the new videos. Dusabe Darius Habat, October 25th, December, Mugalasi Joshua, Edrin Mugirwa, Baba Nelson Chowe, Moses Heath, Muhammad Medi, Wawire Joseph, Ken Gago, Abdurrahim Kasita, Seth Kagaba, Toddy Ronald, Princess Akia, yes, Deses, Raphael Balvids. After shipping a car and get from the bond, which is better in case one is capable of shipping. Shipping will save you some 5 million, but shipping also has its risks, like you getting a car that is not actually good, you getting a car that has accident because omwana alivuga okuva Mombasa ayinza jitomeza na itoka wanonge itomede, it's all on you. I rarely find that people insure their cars from Mombasa to Kampala, which says so if those cars get accidents normally aba bond boba ina insurance na igwa atoyinza okubanga tojikolaji na tojirina. But shipping is definitely better if you don't think about the risks that come with it. Me, I need Mark to Musota from Bond. Teddy Yomo Boni. Mark to Musota Teddy Yon Nsereko alone. It's not there. Andrew Okuni. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this broadcast. Arthur, talk about Suzuki Grand Vitara. Now, Ken, the Grand Vitara has a lot of electronics. Ideally, that should be good. But when you think about the risks that come with the electric cars, the risks of ekisumzo bwechono oneka, you spend about 500,000 to replace it. Of course, kana ekisumzo kino echa push to start cars nacho cha bei yoku replacing. Na yate eze moroka oyinza nonya wochu replacing ila ne wakolachi ne wakubula. So as long as you understand that there are risks that come with those cars, zari badde nungi, but we don't have specialist garages. Nti olumo jaji parking ngononya spare. So it's important for you to understand that those cars have electronics, and those electronics ojja kwesanga makanika balinga bana mu Kampala wana abasobola okukanika a complicated problem that comes from electronics. I told my friend don't buy Subaru Forester turbo engine because fuel consumption. He's now suffering. Is that what you meant? Ogambe safari. I'm imagining that's what you meant. Yeah, but anyway, guys, thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 7:15 like today. May God bless you today, and ciao.